The $2.3 million mistake. Last Tuesday, Sarah Chin made $2.3 million decision in 4.7 seconds. Now, this is a very expensive lesson in case you're not tracking with me. And it's not because she was reckless, but it was because she was equipped with something that 97% of female founders are currently missing. When I first connected with Sarah about 18 months ago, she was very new to the idea of having a fractional CFO. She was brilliant, she was passionate, but she was working extremely long weeks and she was barely breaking even. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that is something that happens very often, especially in businesses that are owned by female founders. Now, she was doing things like manually responding to customer care emails. 200 a day. She was creating content, one painful post at a time, analyzing data in Excel spreadsheets. Like, come on, this is make an accountant cry. So we're not talking about using Virtual Basic or using all these pivot tables and VLOOKUPs and formulas. We're talking about doing things like leveraging Google Sheets, leveraging other software to enhance our financial forecasting and our tax planning abilities. And she was making gut feeling decisions that kept her up at night. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, hated it. Hopefully this is not something that you are doing as well. Let's go ahead and talk about what that looks like. Here's the Empire emergency. This is the data that is going to keep you up at night. If you're not familiar with some of the reports, like the American Express report that was done in 2018, this McKinsey Global Institute report, which was conducted in 2024, companies using artificial intelligence automation see a 40% increase in productivity. I'm sure you remember what it was like back in the day when you had to do everything by hand. You had to look things up. The interwebs was brand new. You had that slow dial-up, but you were still trying to figure out what you needed to do as quickly as possible. Then you flash forward to today and things are done in milliseconds. We've got AI agents, we've got bots, we've got all kinds of support staff and augmented staff that leverage artificial intelligence on a day-to-day basis to make lives easier and to streamline business operations. I also want to talk about the AI-powered businesses have 15% higher profit margins. Who couldn't use an additional 15% profit margins? I could. I don't know about you, but I absolutely could. And then also we want to talk about female-founded AI-first companies are 3.2 times more likely to reach 8-figure valuations. You heard that right. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 figures. And that is what we want to focus on because that is where the money resides. Okay. But before we do that, let's kind of go ahead and dive into the uncomfortable truth. Now, 89% of female entrepreneurs are still using 2019 methods in a 2025 world, which means we are way behind. Your manual processes are costing you $47,000 a year, and we did calculate this. Then also, while you're keeping it personal, your competition is scaling with algorithms. They are mastering what it means to be visible, to be in front of all different types of audiences, to grow their reach, to expand what it is that they do. And you need to be doing this too. Now, here's a quick reality check. Every minute you spend on tasks AI could do in seconds is a minute stolen from your empire building vision. Let that marinate for a hot second. Now, the AI advantage. When you've got your arsenal, you can't lose. Okay, so first and foremost, we want to talk about what it means to have our AI arsenal. We're talking about having tools in our toolbox that allow us to do things like respond to emails automatically, which allows us to have, support systems and teams when we're not there. People who can answer the phones for us, who can give questions to frequently asked questions or responses to those, who can handle billing questions, who can do all these things that we need to do that no longer requires us to physically be there, but it just needs someone that we can support us to do these things. So I want to make sure that you understand that. So focus on those things. We want to talk about intelligent automation. These are things that handle those soul-sucking tasks that we hate to do. And I just want you to know that AI responds to 87% of customer inquiries instantly. This is like getting 25 hours back in your week and on your calendar. When we talk about system scalability, we're talking about building an infrastructure that grows with you. Typically, when our businesses increase to that 7-figure mark, things tend to break, systems fail, and we have to start from scratch. And for us to avoid that, we want to go ahead and make sure that we put that in place initially instead of after the fact. So I work with clients who have scaled from $100,000 to $1 million without a team. Now, can you imagine the relief that is, not having to deal with payroll, wanting to have that money flow back into your bank account so that you can reinvest into business and do all the things that you desire? We're talking about predictive profit, which means that you're spotting money-making opportunities that you'd never see if you weren't paying attention to it, because that's what this AI agent is created to do. It's allowing you to stop leaving money on the table. Content multiplication. So turn one idea into 47 pieces of strategic content. Like before AI, what were we even doing? And then data-driven decisions. So this is helping you remove the guesswork from your growth strategy. And if you think about it from a real impact perspective, 94% of AI-guided decisions outperform gut feelings because they are backed by data. All right, nothing wrong with the gut, but we want to leverage data inputs to make these decisions. So here's the transformation timeline. When we first talk to clients, they're typically overwhelmed and you want to get them to a state of optimization. So this is what the 90-day AI integration map looks like. So essentially we start with an AI audit of your current processes. We help you implement 3 high impact automations, and the expected result is to get you at least 15 hours of work and time savings back into your calendar. And then the second thing we do is look at a deployment. So we do predictive analytics. We make sure that they're powering everything that's supposed to be working within your systems. We make sure that nothing is going to break. Operations do not cease. And then you see typically a 25% profit margin increase within the first 1 to 30 days. Days 31 to 60, we're talking about a full AI integration across your operations, which gives us a predictive growth model and then allows us to have 40% productivity increases. And then finally, on those last 90 days, we are full on AI automations and implementation, and we are running like a well-oiled machine. All right, so this is the resistance reality. A lot of women come to me and say, I'm not tech savvy, or whatever else that's going to essentially like impact their ability to create these amazing empires. And we're not here for that. We want you to focus on all the things that you can do. Doesn't matter if you're not tech savvy. It doesn't matter if you lose a personal touch, because in reality you won't. You still have to have a human personal touch, regardless of how much AI you implement in your business. If we say it's too expensive, I can guarantee you it's a lot less expensive and a lot less of an investment than it would be to hire team members who may not give you the return on investment that you expected. And then if you say that your business is too unique, I highly doubt that. Artificial intelligence is being leveraged in every single industry, niche, etc. out here. So you can do it too. Okay, so here's a competition in the conspiracy. Here's what your successful peers are not telling you. 73% of 7-figure female founders secretly use AI tools. If they're saying they're not, they're lying. Okay, no shade. It's just the reality. They just don't talk about it. And this is your competitive advantage. You want to talk about how you're leveraging artificial intelligence, because the average AI implementation takes 4.2 months into a full integration. But if you do things like use agentic AI agents, or you create GPTs, or you create, Geminis, or whatever it is that you're leveraging as far as your tool, that can help you expedite that process exponentially. So we want to use these tools to do things like identify your customers' pain points. You want to make sure you create better content, optimize your operations, and then also scale with impact. Here's the ROI revelation. I'm not going to beat this to the dead horse. I'll let you see this if you desire to have the actual screenshots. Here's the implementation imperative. You have a 3-path choice. You can either act as ostrich, which means you are ignoring AI and you keep doing everything manually. You're basically sticking your head in the sand and saying, this is not going to happen to me. I'm going to bypass everything and see where that leads you. You can be the dabbler, which means you're trying a few AI tools. You can call it innovation within your business, but you're really only getting minimal results and you're just staying small. And the outcome is marginal improvement, but you have these major missed opportunities. Or you can step into the space with me and become an alchemist. And this means you are fully embracing AI as your empire building partner. You are transforming chaos into systematized success. And this is a 7-figure empire that you could easily build that's going to fund your boldest dreams. So my question for you is, which path honors the vision that keeps you up at night? I really want you to think about this. Your arsenal. So we've got a toolkit for you that is going to allow you to really kickstart your business and optimize using artificial intelligence and various tools within 4 weeks. I'd love for you to grab that tool and resource. You'll see it in the next slide as a QR code. So make sure you add that to your arsenal. We've got the empire equation. So this is the formula that transforms female founders into fortune buildings. Traditional is that you are doing more hours, you're doing more work, more stress, and then maybe a little bit more money. And nowadays we're focused on strategic intelligence plus automated systems, which is going to lead to optimized processes and then an inevitable empire. Again, we're working smarter and not just harder. So here's my call for you. I want you to stop building a 6-figure job and start building a 7-figure legacy. So choice 1 is to keep doing what you're doing. 2 is to become an AI alchemist by partnering with me. We're going to transform your operations essentially overnight. You will see a stark night and day difference. We're going to scale your impact without scaling your stress or additional team members, and we're going to build the empire that matches your vision. So the only wrong choice, in my opinion, is a no choice. So the next steps are for you to audit your current processes. So what's draining your energy in your day-to-day operations? This week, I'd love for you to identify your top 3 AI implementation opportunities. So where in your business can you leverage AI, whether it be to compose emails, whether it be to respond to client inquiries, whether it be to automate your calendar, your social media creation, what it's going to be. And then this month, I want you to choose your AI alchemist path and commit to it fully. Will you continue going this road alone, or will you work with somebody who has the experience, the expertise? I am waving at you to support you with this and to help you optimize your business. Because after all, you did not build a business to work twice as hard for half the pay. So I really want you to take this into account and focus on what you want your future to look like. Here's a reality reminder. This is for the woman who knows that she's meant for more. Again, you didn't start your business to stay small, and you didn't launch your vision to live in overwhelm. So I want you to make sure that you remember why you became an entrepreneur. And it was not to work harder than any employees. It was not to be paid last, if at all. It was not to be drowning in overwhelm and scarcity mindset and chaos because our systems are not in place. It was for you to become a cheerful giver. Is for you to expand the kingdom of God. Is for you to be able to spend more time with your family. Is for you to be able to act as a pillar in the community. It was for all of those things. Okay. So I just want you to remember that. And then also, AI is not about replacing your humanity, but it is about amplifying your impact. Finally, we're going to come to a close. So the future belongs to those who see possibilities before they become obvious. These are my early adopters. So are you going to be an early adopter? Or are you going to be the one that got left behind? My choice for you, my wish for you is that you see this and you jump on as soon as possible and join the AI Alchemist era. And finally, I'd love for you to grab those resources. If you're ready to transform your business, you can connect with me at info@themillergroup.com or unapologetic.com. You can scan this QR code for a strategy call. So it's a 30-minute AI Empire assessment or the resources. So if you want the slide deck, if you want the prompt playbook that I talked about to get you to 7 figures quickly, grab that as well. I enjoyed spending some time with you. Again, this is what you can do to enhance your business automatically by leveraging artificial intelligence. I look forward to speaking to you all next time. Until then, have a phenomenal day.